a warm welcome to our session for, of course, this is a CRC event jointly organized with the Master Builder Victoria. Of course, I'm Tuan Ngo. I'm a program leader for one of the three programs at the CRC. Also a professor in civil engineering in University of Melbourne. So very happy to be here today. And I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodian of the land we are gathering today. Also pay our respect to the elders past, present, and emerging. So we're looking at this very important topic today. Of course, energy cost is going to the roof, and really this is something everyone of us will have to be concerned about how we view in the future. So today we are talking about energy efficiency for future buildings, and with the background, with the recent change in the National Construction Code, the NCC 2022, it's been mandated that very soon, next year, all the new builds or the new houses will have to meet minimum 7-star energy rating. So what does it mean to all of us? What does it mean to our building industry? So there are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of solutions people are talking about which one will get it there and how we can actually make it cost effective and opportunity for industry. So we are talking about that with the high level. We should just want to move on to the next slide to look at what, as a nation, we are committed to really a big target to reduce our carbon emission 43% by 2030 and almost like net zero by 2050. There are still debate about those targets are achievable or not. But we are talking about today of our building industry, which is 25% of that carbon emission. So we are responsible for that. And of course, the large portion, which is 42% of the residential energy use, is related to heating and cooling. It's a really big portion of that. And that's what we are going to talk a bit more in technical depth today, but really that would inform what the building solution will be in the near future. So the new changes in the policy, not only about heating and cooling, it's actually talking a lot about how to reduce emission, looking at energy productivity, looking at transition to more usage of renewable energy, which is really important, including electric vehicles. So I think we're going to talk a bit further today. So let's look at the whole building industry at the moment. Every year we build roughly about 195,000 new homes in the whole Australia. So if we look at the typical size, we are probably about 132 meters square, which is increasing a bit. But the national star rating on average is only 6.2 star in houses, but in apartment it's a bit better, which is about 6.4 star. And of course, now we talk about 7 star as a minimum. Actually, looking at some different states, Canberra is doing quite well. The average of rating is actually, almost 7 star. But many other states, including us here in Victoria, I think we are nowhere near that. So we're going to more in depth about those numbers. But if we look at Victoria, the first line is about housing, and the bottom here is about apartments. So in terms of houses in Victoria, the star rating is average about 6.2. And the typical size of the dwelling and the number of dwellings. So every year in Victoria, we build about 54,000 new houses, and compared to only 7 apartments. And you can see the typical building components are listed there. So how are we basically tracking in terms of meeting a higher energy efficiency. We are not really doing well at all. There's actually look a bit complicated here, but this really just want to tell you, this is the number of dwellings we built between 2017 to 2021, and the majority are still in the 6-star. And we have very little or almost very few in the GAPA 6.5, 7 or 7.5 star. So we are really behind. And I have to really, be embarrassed to see those figures. And it hasn't changed over the last 5 years. Basically, we see the trend for each of those, even this is 6-star, between 2017 to 2021. It's barely just reduced a bit, of course, picking up some 7-star, but very little. Industry is not taking up. It's only just now we have the new mandated policy in the National Construction Code. And we hope to see that going to be to a big shift. But let's see how things going to turn out. There are a lot of benefit about doing that. We are paying a lot now for energy costs. And this is a high level statistic looking at Melbourne, Brisbane, Hobart, and Sydney, how much we are paying. And this is only just heating and cooling. And it was probably done before all the energy price increase. And we, of course, now government talking about next year will be 50% more expensive. So a lot, but I think the things here we want to look at, if we build a 6-star home, we pay this much compared to a 7-star home, which is about 25% cheaper. And this is more about the whole holistic approach, and you can even drive that further. And I think that's where people are looking at how much we can save by targeting higher energy efficiencies. So with that, this is the main theme for our discussion today. I'm very happy to say we have the great panel and speakers. So first of all, starting with Dr. Jenny Zhou, and then Dr. Philippe Aviano, and last with Dr. Phil Christopher. And then we're going to have like a panel discussion at the end. So I'm sure we have a lot of questions, but if you have burning questions, you can ask after each presentation, but you can leave more questions toward the end because we really want to open up and we look forward to a lot of interesting questions and a good discussion at the end.